Good afternoon. I am Hortobagyi Aron from Technical University in Zvolen, in Slovakia. Today, I would like to introduce you to the idea I have been working on, and it is the breaking of the wall of the chainmail rings production. There are several ways of making chainmail fabric, which are usually classified by how rings are interconnected and by how are individual rings closed into one piece. Ends of the ring can be touching loosely, such rings are called butted, or they can be fixed by a rivet or by a welt. Our wall stands by production of riveted rings, which are mostly used by groups of historical reenactors. Armor from such material is sturdy enough to withstand strikes from cold weapons, and it closely resembles its historical predecessors. Some enthusiasts choose to craft their own armor from scratch. First step, which is coiling of wire, can be automated very easily. Afterwards comes cutting of coil into the rings, which is not hard to do, but with requirement of several thousands of rings, this process quickly becomes wearisome. For butted rings, it is enough to run the coil through some kind of cutter and the whole coil is processed at once. But with the riveted rings, ends of wire have to overlap, and this solution cannot be used. So the wall that I want to break is to make an easy way to further automate production of riveted rings and make it quite simple and affordable for either individuals or small groups of historical reenactors. I have chosen to address this challenge by changing the way how the wire is usually coiled and by adding a cutting mechanism into the process. This way, coiling stops each time when enough wire is bent at the end, and the end of the coil is cut into the ring with overlapping ends. Then the ring slides on the rod into the container and awaits next operations. This setup is mostly meant as a guideline for people who would rather create their own device, so it is meant to be as simple as possible. While it is still more complicated than the device for coiling alone, once made it will require less interaction from human. It is only needed to put the wire into the holder and the device will be able to run unattended, which will save a lot of production time and of course a lot of sores on the hands from cutting of thousands of rings. So far, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I hope that I will be able to help with anything if there's something unclear about my presentation. Thank you very much.